Good morning and welcome to today's pre-market video. Now in today's pre-market video we'll take a look at the BankNifty Expiry and what option buyers and option sellers can do. Plus we'll take a look at Godrej Properties. This year's Godrej Properties was a stock that was requested in my video which I had done on Sunday, as one of the viewers had put it in the comment section below that they would like to see a video on Godrej Properties. So I'll be taking a look at it today in terms of what equity traders can do and in terms of what option traders can do. I will not be covering the news today. There's only one real news which has occurred, is that Israel has assured the world that if they do attack Iran, they won't be touching any of the Iranian oil fields, and that has managed to make crude prices, whether it's WTI or Brent, have a decline and a cool off basically. So that's the only news which is significant, as everything else in the Indian market right now, for example, is stock specific news, so I don't see the point of covering it. Now, coming to Godrej Properties. Now, Godrej Properties right now is in an interesting spot. Why I say is, if you look at yesterday's price bar, it basically went up, but it stretched itself quite badly. Why I say that is, basically, if you look at it did have good rejection, but the price bar which has formed is not that positive as it should be at such a point. And why is that? Now, anyone who's been watching my videos knows that this is a high volume bullish bar and this is a high volume bearish bar. That is why it's going purple and blue. Now, here I will pay more attention to the high volume bearish bar, as it satisfies about 70 to 80% of the requirements for it to be considered a high volume bearish bar. But this high volume bullish bar does not satisfy even 50% of the requirements, and so it is a weaker one. So why this type of price bar is formed here is that we have entered the zone of this basically candle, and that is the reason this has happened. So according to me, now it will be very important for anyone holding Godrej Properties to see if it's able to crack 3,200. This is if the stock is able to cross 3,200, then it will have overcome a lot of the bearishness, and it will have a high likelihood of going to 3,430 and 3,340 and 3,430. 3,430 being the ultimate target. However, as long as it is below 3,200, we can expect it to form and trade within a range between 3,020 and 3,200, basically breaking a lot of traders. Now, what is my equity point of view for this? If you are holding the stock, hold it with a stop at 3,020. As if it breaks that, then it will be heading back down. If you're basically already in a profit and are looking to add to the position, only add to the position above 3,200. That's a major resistance, and it has to cross that for it to do anything significant. Another thing, if it reaches 3,200, do pay attention to how it behaves with the trend catch indicator. This is as the red line and the black line both have to be able to sustain above the 0 point, and the volume buildup has to improve. Right now the volume buildup is slightly bullish but not bullish enough. That is why we got the price bar which formed in yesterday's trading session. So my equity trading plan, as I said, keep a stop. If you're holding it, keep a stop at 3,020. If you're not holding it or want to add positions, do it only above 3,200. But I personally would not buy this stock at this point. This is, I think, there are way better stocks you can buy in the Indian market rather than going and buying this which is at the top already. In terms of risk rewards, the reward is not that great. So I wouldn't touch it myself if I'm trading on equity. Now, if you're an option trader, according to me, this is presenting an opportunity which most will avoid. And in fact, I'm happy for the client who covered it. I will be looking at it for option selling in the coming trading sessions. Why I say that is, I believe any spike towards 3,200 can be used to sell calls. Why? This is, even if it was to go, let's say, towards 340, it does not have much of a potential on the upside. So I would, as an option seller, will most likely sell calls and also sell puts in it, basically expecting it to be range bound, slightly trying upswings and slightly trying downswings. Now, if on the put sell side, I will most likely be selling puts below 3,000, and if you are more cautious, then sell below 2,940. And on the call side, if you're aggressive, you can sell above 3,200. If you're not aggressive, you can sell above 3,340. But I believe Godrej Properties is a stock that you can sell calls and you can sell puts at the same time, and it will basically give you a decent return. This is as any up move will end up getting killed, any down move will end up getting killed, so it will end up in a box range. So gradually towards expiry, the decay will keep coming on. Yes, there will be small spikes in between, but mostly the decay will keep coming on. So if you have a good amount of capital and are looking to put it somewhere, then I think this can be an interesting stock to put it in option selling. But do analyze it from your point of view and see whether it fits. If you're cautious, then take the cautious option. If you're an aggressive player, you take the aggressive option, depending on you. Most likely, I will be entering option sales in this. I will basically decide 100% whether I'm going to play cautious or aggressive in tomorrow's trading session. I'm saying tomorrow as I record this the night before, as I want to see how it forms, the price bar forms in tomorrow's trading session. That will give us the final confirmation. This is, as I said, this is a very important price bar. So that's why I said cautious guys can go about 3,340, slightly above here. So that's my view on Godrej Properties. I've given my equity view and my option view. So if interested in it, then do check it out. Now we'll take a look at the Bank Nifty. Now when we take a look at the Bank Nifty, I'm looking at a 30-minute chart. We see basically after the big fall it had, the Bank Nifty has been trading in a box range for the whole period. And in the past, basically 2 to 3 trading sessions, this is covering roughly 2 to 3 trading sessions, the box range has come very tight. As it was a wider one, now it's come even narrow. So basically Bank Nifty is reaching a point at which it's trying to decide whether to break out to the top or whether to break out to the bottom. Now since I trade the Nifty and Bank Nifty every day, I have positional trades in it and I do intraday trading in it. Now that's yesterday's trading session. You could see the push and pull. This is the Bank Nifty wanted to rise, but it was held back by Reliance Industries number 1 because it was pulling the Nifty down, which in turn was also affecting the Bank Nifty, and also Kotak Mahindra Bank. Kotak Mahindra Bank has been a huge supporter of the Bank Nifty index in the past few sessions. However, yesterday it faltered. It basically took a pause, and that was not allowing Bank Nifty to take off. And these are the same resistance levels me and clients have been using from days. And you can see how perfectly they worked. The 52,200 was basically kept the index at bay. The whole day, even the gap up it had, small gap up, it could not sustain that gap up as it had gone to 52,200. Now, what is my trading plan for today? Now, according to me, as long as it is below 52,200, it will not be able to have a rise. This is 51,800 to 52,200 is a complete bearish zone. And now another thing, Bank Nifty now has a different analysis in positional trading view and a different analysis in intraday trading view. This is on positional trading. If you go to the, let's say, 1 hour plus charts, there's a complete different dynamic which is working on, and in below 1 hour there's a complete different dynamic. This is as positional is showing a different story and intraday is showing a different story. Basically, intraday is preparing a group of traders to be slaughtered for the position. But since we are focusing on intraday here, is an intraday expiry video, we'll only take a look at intraday. Now, as long as it's below 52,200, it will not be able to take off. It will trade in a box range between 51,800 and 52,200. However, if it breaks out on either side of this support or resistance, then we'll get a big move. This is a neutral zone, and that is why it has narrowed into this range as it goes. Officially, the basically chart pattern in terms of simple price action is supporting an up move, and we can even see the volume has completely slowed down. And why I say it's supporting right now an up move, because the trend catcher is still above zero. So I will only change my view right now if it trend catcher goes below zero. It can have an intraday spike, but now the big question will be, can that spike survive on positional? You have to remember, if you're doing positional option selling, that's different from intraday option selling. Let's say today, since BankNifty Expiry, a lot of people will sell calls and puts. That's a completely different view you have to take whether if you're selling calls and puts to close today, or you're selling calls and puts to close next Wednesday. Now my view and position is on next Wednesday, so my view is watching how the spike survives. As intraday, yes, if it breaks, it has a higher likelihood of breaking 52,200, and if it does so, then it will be able to rise towards 52,480 and 52,550, which is the major resistance. If it breaks this, then 52,700, and breaks that, then 52,952, 53,020. But the big question is, any spike, will it be able to hold that spike with all the tension going on globally and with the issues which are going on in the Indian market, mainly due to regulatory issues and all. So that's my upside trading plan for option buying. If it breaks 52,200, it's a long to those resistance zones. On the other hand, by chance it breaks 51,800, then it's a very good short of 51,600, which most likely will not hold, as 51,800 is a very strong support, and that breaking will take us most likely to 51,420. That's a very important support again, and by chance 51,420 breaks within 51,250 and 51,100 are the next targets. So option buying, simple, above 52,200 long, below 51,800 short. Option selling intraday. Now this is where things will get a bit tricky, and I think anyone who is trading Bank Nifty Expiry tomorrow should keep a chart of Kotak Mahindra Bank and Reliance loaded. This is as they will primarily start to decide what the momentum is in the market for the Bank Nifty Expiry. So I'm not going to be entering option sells at open on the call side, sell side. I will wait before I enter that. At open, I'll most likely enter put sells. If I'm going to play aggressive, I'll enter put sells below 51,800. If I'm going to play cautious, then I'll enter put sells below 51,600. However, these, as soon as I enter, I will keep a very strict stop at cost initially, and as they go into profit, because of expiry, the profit they should start going into a small profit pretty quickly. I'll make it a profit stop. This is as there is also a likelihood of us going down. So it's because we're in a neutral zone. As I said, 51,800 to 52,200 is neutral. If I see we're about to break 52,200, then I will go very aggressive on the option sell side of puts, and I'll wait for it to rise towards 52,480 and 52,550. And that is where I will end up most likely selling calls. Why I'll do that? This is any rise towards this, even if it goes to this, it most likely will not be able to sustain, and towards expiry it will come down. So my trading plan for option selling tomorrow, I'm going to enter P sells in the morning itself, but naturally I will split them up. I won't enter all at once. Basically, if I'm aggressive, I'll sell below 51,800. If I'm cautious, I'll sell below 51,420, you can say. Forget 51,600 even. And if I see we are breaking out, then I'll wait for it to reach this resistance zone, and I'll start selling calls above 52,480 to 52,550 basically. You can say 52,500 and above, I'll start selling calls. You want to place a bit safer, 52,600. And as I will expect that to come down. If you're a cautious option seller, then at that point I think you should sell above 52,700. So that's my trading plan. It's pretty simple. Puts first, selling, then I'll enter calls as the day goes along. The only time I might not do that is if we open roughly at this point, then I won't sell puts first. I will just wait for the market to move a bit, then enter that, depending on how the trend catcher is doing. So I've shared my options buying and option selling trading plan. It's a bit more complicated than usual. That's why the video has come longer. So do take a gander at it and see if it fits your logic. If you like the video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and also hit the notification bell so you get notified when the videos come. And thank you.